Hello once again, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to AIW's The Card is Going to Change. And as always, before we get into this week's episode, we want to give a thank you to our sponsors that help us bring the show to you for free each and every single week on whichever platform you choose to listen. Thanks to Pollyanna DIY. They make custom pins. We'll have them for the $1 Million Man. Those will be available. So you have $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase pins available in Akron. Thanks to them, they can do so many things for you besides pins. And if you want to do the pins, you can do those, of course, as well. Check out Pollyanna DIY.
Not to cut you off, but I got those pins in the mail.
Yeah.
2 days ago.
Looking good.
They are so sick.
Nice. Better than the bobbleheads.
Yeah.
It's a different thing, though.
It's different, but I like the throwback, like Hasbro looking sort of thing, like he did with Harley Race.
Okay.
So I really like it because it's like very like retro. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I say you know what I mean a lot. I think on this podcast, I realize when I edit it, I'm gonna work on that.
Okay. Maybe as we wind down 2019, that could be your 2020 resolution.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just what I say all the time in conversation.
Well, thanks of course to Angelo's Pizza as well. If you've never had Angelo's Pizza, you can try it at one of our shows in Cleveland or head to Angelo's on Madison Avenue in Lakewood, Ohio. If you have tried their pizza, try something else on their menu. They have so much to offer, and it's all very good. Thanks to Smart Mark Video. They're to record all of our shows that you can watch back, whether you were there or watch it for the very first time. Now available at smartmarkvideo.com. You have Absolution, Wrestle Rager, and the aforementioned Bobblehead Night. All of those are available right now for purchase. You can get the MP4 or DVD or I think Blu-ray, or at least one of them, right?
Blu-ray, yeah.
All of them. All three?
Blu-ray definitely for Absolution.
Absolution, okay. So check out smartmarkvideo.com. And don't forget, you can always do on-demand stuff with them as well at smvod.com.
Yeah, and we got to sell some stuff because, Smart Mark we ran so many shows, and GCW ran so many shows, and they got backed up. And now, they finally got everything caught up. I think our month off kind of helped a little bit. So we got to sell this stuff. These are good shows. We got to get them sold.
Yeah. So I talked to
we're getting low on cash.
Amy B. I can't say what her Twitter handle is there. And Instagram.
The cop, right?
Yeah,
the cop.
She said she's ready for payday to hit, and she's got to buy 3 copies of Wrestle Rager for the officers that helped escort Matthew Justice to the ring that day.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
so I told them,
hopefully they don't lose their jobs.
I think they'll be okay. They're just checking on the community. I told her I had to double check the video and make sure that they'd made the cut. But speaking of streaming things as well, of course.
Hold on, I'm confirming.
The Blu-ray?
Blu-ray is only for Absolution.
Okay.
The entire J-Lit weekend is also available on Blu-ray. So
there you go.
Get those Blue Boys.
They're all available in DVD in general. This is just strictly Blu-ray. And, of course, you can download if you'd like to do everything digitally.
For all those high-definition perverts out there.
Yeah. And speaking of downloading or streaming, IWTV, also known as IndependentWrestling.tv. Sign up using the code ABSOLUTE and get a 20-day free trial. Watch all sorts of shows from the AIW archives, as well as plenty of other independent wrestling promotions. That's IndependentWrestling.tv. Use the code ABSOLUTE for a 20-day free trial. And as we get into this week's episode, we are heading into Akron.
Vacation's over.
Yeah, as I already mentioned. So everybody that was stressed out, not knowing what to do in the month of October, we are officially back this week. Saturday, November 2nd, we will be in Akron, Ohio at the Tadmore Shrine.
November already, Duke.
I was waiting. I didn't want to step on Steve Guy's
I was just about to
introduction. I was waiting for him to mention I was here.
I was just going to say, yeah, on this week's episode to talk about it, we are joined by the Duke.
All right, hey,
how
you doing?
Here next to me. I'm well. How are you, sir?
I am fabulous.
Thanks for handling AIW business, by the way.
Hey, we got that right in under the deadline, and so we survived another year.
I mean, another
knock on the wood paneling here that everything goes through okay, and there's no problems.
Yeah, I mean that's another good reason why we took the time off. Had to get the taxes in order.
What's this rumor about? You're too nervous to meet at the office.
Yeah, to meet it.
Oh, now that he's been to my office. I needed a drink, so when I got done, so I was meeting a friend at the bar, and I said, "Hey, come on up to third place."
Yeah, to meet Duke.
Not a sponsor, but third place.
I had to meet Duke at his satellite office, the local pub with cheap drafts.
Not Wolfie's, huh?
No, Wolfie's is not local to me.
Oh,
Absolutely
okay.
not.
No.
Of course, we're always joined by AIW owner John Thorne. My name is Steve Guy, your moderator of sorts.
I did take a real vacation in the vacation time.
You
off.
went to Orlando.
So that was interesting because I never really take vacations. So
You go to Orlando once a year.
well, the first time was for WrestleMania, and then I went last year, and I went this year.
Well, but you saw them. You threw up on the Minions ride one year.
That was WrestleMania weekend, brother.
It's still a vacation. Anytime you throw up in a theme park, that's a vacation.
That's WrestleMania weekend. That's a different
That's a
story.
That's a
vacation.
solid point.
That was WrestleMania weekend. That was business.
But it was
Still a
before.
vacation.
It was before we all got there.
No.
Or was it after? Was it
You
after?
stayed after.
It was after. No, it was. I'm going to tell you exactly the cause of it, even though it was probably heavily documented on this podcast.
And we didn't run a show there, at least.
No, it was the first year that we went for WrestleCon.
Yeah.
But it was the first year that Pritchard had a live show, and Swoggle was there, and Swoggle kept forcing me to do shots of whiskey, and it just didn't turn out too good after I rode the Rippin' Rocket or whatever it's called at Universal Studios.
Yeah, but I remember there was vacation time involved in that one as well. I remember.
Yeah, there was some hanging out.
You were there longer than most people.
That's where Baby Sully was made.
Oh yeah, Sully.
Yeah.
He's back.
I didn't know if we could mention that.
He's not a baby anymore.
He's there. He went last week. Sully. They took him back to the return to the scene of the crime.
Saw that. His picture on the wooden letters there.
Yeah, they took him back to the scene of the crime.
He looks like a miniature human now, man. This kid's growing up right before our eyes.
Before a lizard?
Well, he was a baby for so long.
What? Babies are miniature humans.
I know, but I mean, like he looks like a miniature man. He looks like a miniature Nick Sanka.
He does look like Nick Sanka.
Well, can't win them all.
What did you do with the time
With the
off?
time off, I worked.
Caught up on taxes?
Yeah, caught up on taxes. I was in Vegas. I went to Vegas the next morning, like 6-7 hours after the Winchester show ended.
Oh, that's right.
I was on a plane to Vegas. Joey Janela was actually on my flight.
Really?
I didn't see him at the airport, but I was sitting in my first class seat as I like to do.
Oh,
and
yeah. Big time.
he came in and we had a little brief discussion.
Did he give you a hey Duke?
Yeah. He was going to we were both connecting to Chicago, but I was there for like 2.5 hours. It sucked, and he was going to Seattle, so I don't know.
Oh yeah, he had a show.
I will say you offered for me to go hang out with you in Vegas.
Duke has always tried to get me to go to Vegas, and I was drunk enough to where I almost did it.
Yeah, I was working him hard because the whole reason I went to Vegas was the long story. I won't bore you with everything. But my mother's birthday was that Friday, and I bought her Eagles tickets, and her and my sister went to the MGM to see the Eagles, and she didn't know I was coming, and I surprised her with a dinner. And she cried a lot because she was.
Now, was the dinner paid for, or was it like credits or something because you're there all the time?
I paid for the dinner.
Okay.
The rooms were on credit though.
No, well, mine was.
Right.
My suite was free. Yes. But
Nothing's free in
the
Vegas.
Eagles tickets, however, were not free. The Eagles ticket, I got them floor seats at the MGM, and they cost me
Probably a lot.
$850 a piece.
Oh, that's actually less than I thought.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Mom.
That's what a good son.
Duke was working this story hard to all the gals at the Winchester.
I was.
Every girl at the Winchester. It's like, well, you want to know what I'm doing? Listen to what a great son I am.
No, it was like three. I told one mom I told the story to because I knew she would appreciate it, and everybody else I was just like, hey, who wants to go to Vegas? Because they were leaving Saturday, and I was going to be there for like 2 more days, so I just wanted somebody to hang out with.
I almost went, but
Yeah, you were close.
I was close. I was
You were
close.
close.
I was like, I'm off tomorrow. I don't know.
At least now you're going to be well prepared the next time you talk to the ladies. Thanks to your special package that you got today.
Oh yeah, well get the.
Yeah, let's get it going.
Now they got
we got to jump it into this right away.
I mean, I saw the opening. I thought, why not?
ahead.
We got the Manscaped package.
That's right.
We-
Potential new sponsor.
Yeah, you got our trimmer. You got
Boner mower Pete.
We have a box of way more stuff than I ever would have guessed.
I mean, you got ball deodorant. So
I mean, there's lotions and creams and
If you-
and hair collecting devices.
I
and-
wore the boxer briefs today while working out, and
Humble brag.
It was nice.
good support. on
Yeah,
this?
good support. It's breathe. It helps it breathe, and I don't feel like
Wait,
you
it's
get all
gotta
that.
breathe.
Yeah, it helps the balls
right.
breathe. I don't know. You're not like as sweaty and gross down there.
Okay.
Where's it at?
After workout.
Where's it at, Duke? Let's go. Drop them. We're doing a Howard Stern segment here.
No, absolutely not.
Going right here.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, there is
Here
it
we go.
going?
Here we go. Come
Plugged
on.
in? I just got to charge a little bit more. I think.
Oh, I don't know. What setting do you want? We got all these clips here.
We gotta get video of that for the Patreon, for the perverts beyond the paywall.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You got I guess dudes, make sure you check out manscaped.com. That's where we got all our stuff. And man, we're gonna
They
be
hooked us up. I mean, I will say this much: they
They
came
listen.
through.
They listen to the fucking just debauchery of this podcast and said, "Here you guys go. We think that
You guys need some shorn scrotums.
Yeah.
If you're gonna.
we
talk
think
about
that you
this
guys have a fan base that needs to trim their dicks."
Yeah, we've heard about these after parties. Everybody needs to be fresh at the after
And
parties.
no pun intended. It comes in a nice package. It's a perfectly packed box with all kinds of
Nice
stuff in it.
package for your package.
Yeah, exactly.
if we would have had these sooner than all the debauchery happening at the funhouse in the photo booth, allegedly, may have gone a little
true.
bit smoother. No pun
it
intended.
may have.
Had things been clean and shorn.
It may have.
I can't take credit for the boner mower Pete though. Somebody tweeted me that at Vape Oil MMA.
Vape
Oh,
oil.
and when you need
More oils.
in-depth analysis of any situation,
Yeah,
you go to Vape Oil.
that's where you
MMA.
go.
That's good though. That
That's
was a
where you
good one.
go.
That was a good one. Boner mower Pete.
Look, if you're into manscaping, make sure you check out manscaped.com. Also, use the code ABSOLUTE there and get a little discount, I think.
Yeah, I think you get a nice discount. We might get some replacement blades or something. I
Yeah,
don't know.
we might get ourselves a little sponsor,
Who knows?
long-term sponsor there. So
Maybe the spokesmodel will come by and hang out
should-
with us for a
they got
little bit.
all sorts of stuff. You don't just have to get the trimmer, the ball trimmer. They got, like was it, ball deodorant and refreshers. They got like a body wash
Keep in
and
mind
stuff.
that despite the fact that Steve Guy is focusing in on the balls, it is a manscaped manscaping tool. That's chest, back, underarms,
Right.
arms, whatever you need.
Armpits
Yeah,
for
fine.
you wrestlers out there.
Yes, whatever you need to clean up
Yeah.
a little bit, tighten up, tidy up, you can use it.
Yeah, the legs. Not everybody likes to, some of those dudes wearing the spandex. Maybe they want the legs to be clean. There you go.
I'm a big fan of the Lawnmower 2.0.
That's what we got. Yeah, it's great. So anyway, that's
I'm
Manscaped.
cleaned up for all you that wanted to know.
Yeah. Now look. Now you don't have to
Anybody
use.
wanted to know, but all right, there we go.
Oh,
Here we are.
You know that there are plenty of our listeners out there that are shaving their beards and their boys with the same thing.
I was one of them until this package came in the mail.
Now here it is. Now you can take care of everything, including the area I like to refer to as the Love Grotto. Some people are a little nervous.
Whatever.
You know that area.
Whatever. I'm
That
well
in
aware of
between
the area, yes.
space. But enough about manscaping.
Yeah, I mean, we'll come back to it on a later podcast, I'm sure. But
Absolutely.
we have shows to plug.
We have shows to plug and talk about. Akron coming up. Our return to Tadmore Shrine.
We're going to get to that Absolution review eventually.
We will. We
Hey,
will.
it's a great show. There you go.
Well, everybody can buy it on DVD or MP4 and Blu-ray.
Send us your own
watch
reviews.
It.
And
Yeah.
if we like it, maybe we'll read it on the podcast.
Maybe we'll use your review, the Manscaped review of the week.
There you go.
Maybe we'll talk about that. But yeah, so a whole lot of action going down in Akron, Ohio. Tickets still available.
Tickets are available.
Tell everybody about the the special that I think not everyone's aware of. You have a
Okay.
group package.
Yeah. So this is just when I was playing around with Eventbrite, since we moved to Eventbrite, it does so many different things, and I was in there and I realized that we can make special group packages and set, discounts for, if you buy X amount of tickets. So I'm trying this out for Akron. I don't think it will necessarily work for the Odeon right away because, the tiered seating goes so quickly.
Right.
That's something that we'll have to play with at the Odeon. But for Akron, it is a little bit of a bigger venue. We've been filling it quite a bit. So I decided, if you buy 6 tickets or more, you will get a discount. Each ticket, instead of being $20, will be $15. And it's right there on the Eventbrite page. It's set up for you right there. You just you look at general admission group ticket, and you could pick 6 to however many you want, and each ticket will be $15. Otherwise, general admission tickets are $20, and front row has been way sold out. So it's been sold out for a while.
Well, so there you go. If you're trying to head down and you've got some friends that you want to go along with,
Bachelorette parties, birthday parties.
bachelorette parties,
You know.
absolutely. Look, we'll do a little.
You don't have to go to Painting with a Twist. You can come to an AIW show.
If a bachelorette party showed up to an AIW show, I would
Tell them to leave.
I would make something.
I would tell them to leave.
Would make some sort of
Why
deal out of
would
it.
you
I
do
guess.
that?
Why would you do that?
I'd say the Duke is here and he's all trimmed, ladies. Get out of
Exactly.
here.
He'd be ready to go. He'd
Get
be
outta
clocked
here.
in for sure.
Get out of here.
Duke about to be clocked in
Get
more
out
than
while
ever.
you can.
Game Boy Advance is on.
But let's talk about the card a little bit. I'm going to lead off with one of the matches that I am most excited about. Alex Shelley, since his return, pretty much on. Well, I think he's been on all of our shows actually.
Since he
Because we've only had the 2,
Right.
And this will be the 3rd. Alex Shelley versus Lee Moriarty.
So I got sent an interview, one of those text interviews for this. I don't know where it's gonna go or who sent it to me, if it's gonna show up anywhere. But they asked me why I booked this match, and a lot of people may not even realize that there is a little bit more than just Lee Moriarty versus Alex Shelley. This is the very building where Lee Moriarty earned his spot in AIW.
Yeah.
He did the New Talent Initiative last time we were in Akron, and wound up on the show later that night. And he's been on the majority of the shows ever since then. So I thought it would only be fitting for him to get the biggest test of his career, not only in AIW, but just his career in general, in the same building where he worked hard and earned his spot on the roster.
You're telling stories is what you're doing.
Hey, we make movies, pal.
Make movies.
Yeah, we
Making
do.
movies. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. Lee has just been one of those guys since that day in Akron who continues to prove how good he is, how he can adapt to any match style. I guess that's what Tiger style is. I don't know.
And I mean, Duke was one of the coaches that day who led to us picking Lee Moriarty.
Yeah, I mean, he like you said, he worked hard. He came in, and he's a nice kid. I mean, he's respectful. He's humble. But he's talented. And I guess I'm saying that. I guess maybe that means he doesn't know he's talented, which is always important.
Yeah.
To understand that, and he deserves it. And Alex Shelley is Alex Shelley. I mean, there's
Alex
really
Shelley
nothing you need
is
to say about that.
Alex Shelley is, everyone saw last week he was at the WWE Performance Center. I've been saying it for a while. Alex Shelley is probably the free agent right now on the market. So I'm going to try to utilize him as much as possible, as much as we can. Who knows how long that's going to be.
Yeah.
But I think Alex Shelley getting in there with somebody young but talented like Lee is a great use of his skill set. Because he's probably gonna bring something out of Lee Moriarty that Lee Moriarty doesn't know he has in him.
Yeah, no pressure on Lee. I believe he listens to the show, but
Tons of pressure.
we're expecting some things here with this match. I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, but to your point about Alex being how long he'll be available, whatever else. we seem to have a habit of being able to plug new people into that position all the time. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why that seems to work out so well, but for some reason we're very lucky in that somebody leaves or gets signed or whatever else, and we're always able to find that next person.
You gotta just, be locked in, and just one of the things that I kind of pride myself on is kind of being able to audible from the plan, and if something comes available, trying to make it fit into the puzzle that we're trying to put together. So, Alex Shelley, for the time being, he is on the shows for the rest of the year, unless something changes with the contract or something like that, which, we'll address that when we need to address it. But I think this Friday is going to be, Alex Shelley's had some awesome, his 2 matches. Let's not graze over how awesome they have been too. I know we haven't gotten to the reviews of them yet, but
Oh yeah, incredible. I mean, people know at this point the ropes were broken
right.
in his match with Joey Janela, and they still put on what I thought was an incredible, an amazing match. If you're going to have the ropes break for 2 guys going against each other and still feel like, yeah, you're still going to get an awesome match, those 2.
Oh man, and I wanted to just run into traffic that day, but we'll save that for another day. But I think I'm really looking forward to this one.
Let's get into some tag team talk since the Duke's sitting here. Your boys, the Bitcoin boys,
My boys.
they have got a tall task.
How do you pronounce that spelling that they've come up with?
Just Bitcoin boys.
Boys.
Yeah.
Boys. They are going to take on PB and AJ Gray representing 40 Acres.
What?
Yeah. I told you, tall task.
And that's it, right?
No.
do you mean?
To infinity and beyond?
Ooh.
That's it then.
No. But wait, there's more. The
What,
debut.
is this like the Manscaped package?
That's
There's
right.
more?
There's more. Speaking of, it's funny that you say manscaping because the next tag team, they are debuting Bear Country.
Ooh-wee.
AIW
What?
debut. Yeah.
Now, wait a minute. Again, I know we haven't done the reviews yet, but at the last major show at the Odeon, they already beat 40 Acres and the production and Aeroform. And their reward is to now fight 40 Acres again in Bloom County and to infinity and beyond.
Yeah, Bear Country is what they're
Oh,
called.
sorry.
Not Bloom County.
I don't know.
That's
Whatever.
okay.
I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
But I mean that.
But they are the new kids on the block,
So why are they
Just because they win one don't mean that
they didn't win one? They won 3 basically. In
That's
one
just-
match.
I don't
That's
know
how
about
talented
that.
they are. They won 3 times in one match.
Do I need to talk to you about the puzzle pieces on my notepad on my iPhone
They
and
beat
how I'm
3
trying to
teams, and now they
Come
got to
on.
beat 3 more. Is what okay? I assume that when they win this one, there's some sort of payoff here.
maybe?
Yeah, maybe they'll get a.
What do you mean? Mate? That's not telling a story or making a movie.
Maybe they'll get just one tag team.
That's dangling a carrot. That's what that is. That's not a movie.
Maybe they're not going to win.
Whoever wins, there has to be some kind of frickin' prize here.
Well,
If you're going to
suppose-
assume that they're not going to,
We got a very active tag team division, Duke.
This is BS.
As you can
man.
tell from this, and we're adding a tag team into the mix here with Bear Country.
Yeah, that's not what we need.
Making their debut.
We don't need more tag teams. We need less tag teams.
Your tag team, tremendously undersized in this matchup.
Tremendously over talented though, so it doesn't really matter.
I mean, they are undersized.
Look, Steve Guy,
to
do
Cheech and
I
Colin.
have to point you to the last week and a half of Twitter and everyone telling everyone talking about Marco Stunt and how it doesn't matter how small he is? Do I have to do that?
Yeah, I mean, I watched, I saw it. It was all there.
So then there it is, right there. That means nothing.
Well, I'm just wondering. I was trying to get a little strategy,
And they
but
have-
I guess you don't want to.
and-
If you don't want to give it away, I understand.
And they also have me,
well,
which makes up for a lot of things as well.
you will be, I think, the only person roaming around at this point because I got to imagine that the third member of 40 Acres, Trey Lamar, is going to be preoccupied.
He has a previous
He's got
engagement.
He does.
on the show, I believe.
He will be taking on Eddie Kingston.
Oh well.
Steve Guy's friend.
Have you heard? Yeah.
Steve Guy's buddy.
Yeah,
What's more said often? Steve Guy's friend is Eddie Kingston, or Britt Baker is a dentist.
I think
Definitely.
Eddie Kingston and Steve.
I definitely don't say that he's my friend all the time. I don't. That's a John Thorne start thing.
I didn't start that. I saw it on Twitter. I saw people going on Twitter this week.
Oh, I think it's from the phone call to
Trey Lamar.
Pod Van Dam.
Trey Lamar.
But Trey Lamar, Eddie Kingston, I just imagine that Trey's going to get lit up. That's what everybody thinks.
Trey seems to get lit up when we go to Akron.
He really does, doesn't he?
He does.
He's
Justice
wanted this
lit him
one.
up. Shima lit him up.
Yeah.
He, this is like, I don't want to misrepresent him by saying it's his hometown because he got very mad at me the one Akron show where he was late. He said, "I'm not from here. I'm from Canton."
He is. That's right.
That's the same thing.
That's what I said.
Not according to Canton people.
well, yeah. Because
Regardless, it was
according to everyone else, it's the
I know.
same thing.
Canton people feel about Akron the
That's
way
like when
Akron
you
people
say
feel
Canada's
about
the
Cleveland.
51st state. The only people that get mad are people from Canada.
regardless, it was way closer for him to get there than a Cleveland show, and that was my whole argument with him
No
that
doubt.
day.
Yeah.
So closer to his hometown, Trey Lamar, I asked him, "Who would you like to wrestle if you were given a singles match?" He requested Eddie Kingston.
Wow.
He requested it
Now, when
because he said he wants to prove how tough he is.
when he fulfilled the request, did he say Eddie Kingston or did he say Steve Guy's friend?
He said Eddie Kingston.
Oh, okay, all right.
It could be
I
anybody.
figured you would have known.
If you just say
if he
Steve-
said Steve Guy's friend, you would have known.
I don't know. It could be anybody.
No, it can't.
It could be.
Can't be anybody.
Could be trying to wrestle Chris Van Vliet.
Oh, here we go.
I just wanted.
Let me get
I just
you a pillow
wanted,
for all those
I
names
just
that
wa-
you're going to drop.
I just
now.
wanted to throw the. I don't need a pillow. I have the newspaper from
There you go,
Manscaped.
from Manscaped. All right, yeah, awesome.
But I will say this, Trey, man, he brings it when we do these shows in Akron. Maybe it's because the people drive up from Canton to see him, but his match with Shima, DJZ, I thought was fantastic. Matt Justice lit him up, but they still had an
That's
awesome
good, but he got
match.
his ass handed to him.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
and Eddie's not going to be any different.
no. So I mean, maybe I'm not giving Trey enough credit. He's got a chance, right?
He's got a chance.
Everybody's got a fighting chance, right?
Yeah. I'm not gonna say it, but
No.
he does. He's got a fighting chance, and he wants to prove that he's not just a flippy guy.
He
It
doesn't do
sounds
that
like.
many flips.
He doesn't really, yeah.
Yeah, he's
He'll
really
do
cut back
some.
on that.
Yeah.
I don't think he can flip. I think he's just like a cruiserweight guy.
Too much
but-
Like
gains?
a floppy. Well,
much gains,
Too
you
many
can't flip
gains
anymore?
Well, I think when he used to team with Chase Oliver, they were very.
I think
high
Chase
flying.
Oliver flipped.
Yeah, but people consider them high flyers, and
Yeah.
this is Trey. I think the gains are maybe getting to Trey's head. He wants these
Oh,
heavyweights.
there ain't no room in Trey's head.
He wants the heavyweights like an Eddie Kingston. So we'll see. It'll be interesting to see that one and how that plays out. Talking about heavy hitters, we could drop this bombshell. I think John Thorne. We're gonna have, as Duke coined it, the rubber match in the Rubber City.
Yeah, I was gonna let him say it, but
Oh, that's all right, Steve. Guys, stepping on my lines. That's all right.
I mean,
the rubber match in the Rubber City.
gave you the credit.
Oh, thanks. That's a first for you, isn't it?
No, to give you credit. No,
Give anybody credit.
that's not true.
Anyway.
I'm not no John Thorne.
Anyway.
So, go ahead. You want to tell me
Oh,
who
we
it
got
is?
Big Twan and Manders.
Yeah.
The rubber match in the Rubber City is I'm the third person who's now said that.
Yeah, but that's
You're the
great
first
line.
one that came up with it. Though.
You are.
That is true.
That's your
in our
line.
pre-production meeting.
That is true.
Yes.
I had it on the whiteboard.
Should have brought a whiteboard. But this is the series tied 1-1. Manders got the best of Twan last time.
Yeah, I mean, the first one was really unexpected and amazing. At the Winchester, just in September, Manders ends up getting that win, which was equally as hard hitting as the first, I thought.
Yeah.
If not maybe better. And so, we're gonna see what they got, one more time.
I'm looking forward to it.
Two old gunslingers going out for one last showdown.
I mean, how would you ever break these two apart if you had to? You
just gotta have the blow off right here. We just gotta blow it off.
But I'm just
Yeah, that's what happens. May the best man win.
I'm so thankful that there's no AIW contract signing thing in the ring, because I just pictured these two having such a thing, and there's no separating them.
You just got to put them out there and let them hook them up, Bill Watts style.
It's a couple of big hosses. These speaking of big hosses, one of these two could be.
I'm booked for the next like 4 months.
Oh, really?
I'm doing an African tour.
Oh yeah.
Great power,
Zimbabwe,
Udi.
Zaire, Namibia, and
So you'll be
Madagascar.
unavailable to defend the.
Now you'll be able to put international pro wrestler in your Twitter profile.
Oh, absolutely.
So you'll be unavailable to
I'm
defend the Golden
doing
Boot.
hoss fights. I may even fight a rhinoceros or
Wow.
an elephant, perhaps. Whatever they bring.
But what about when you're?
We know how you Republicans like fighting the elephants.
What about when you're? What about when you're in town to?
Big game hunter.
Terrible.
to
Big
manage
Hunter Duke.
You and Jimmy John. What about when you're in town to manage the Bitcoin boys?
Well, I'm managing.
Oh, okay.
I'm managing. I have my manager's license.
You can't
at that
do.
point.
All right.
Steve, guy, I've got to focus.
That's all right.
Now, if you let's say you were doing a quote unquote comedy show.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you want someone to come up to you and go, "Hey, right before you go out and do your comedy show,
Quote unquote.
can you host this podcast for us, or can you whatever make this drink because you're also a bartender, right?"
Yeah, that actually happens.
Well, but I mean, but you don't like it, do you? You want to focus.
Yeah, you'd like to focus.
I mean, I hate to hit you with logic, but that's,
Yeah, that's fair, but
Yeah.
it does happen.
it
Just happened to me.
Well, but if you have a choice,
Well,
you choose for it not to
Yeah,
happen.
I was working with Jim Florentine, and we had 2 sold out shows,
Duke picked that up.
and they
I know,
couldn't.
yeah, hold on. Where's that pillow?
They couldn't. They couldn't. The staff was having a hard time turning the room. I had to literally go out there, help them, and whoever was supposed to be bartending was also helping them. And then
Is he the guy that dated Robin Quivers?
Florentine?
Yeah, was that him?
I don't listen to Howard as much as I used to.
Yeah,
so
I'm
I
not
don't know.
sure.
I think it was.
He was on That Metal Show on VH1 and Crank Yankers.
He was one of the first ones to do those prank phone calls.
Yeah, him and Don Jameson.
I mean, except for the Jerky Boys, but by
Right.
themselves.
Yeah, and then he
And
went on.
then-
Then he was on Crank Yankers because of that.
Did
and he's
that-
back on Crank
yeah,
Yankers
did the heavy
now, but
metal show.
I don't know if he's
Jerky
comedian
Boys.
for a long
Jerky
time.
Boys. Now that was some good stuff when
Yeah.
I was about 11 years old. Man.
Yeah, when you were 11, I mean, I can't even watch those commercials for that Crank Anchor show without wanting to stab myself in the head. I'm like, who thinks this is funny?
Are they bringing it back?
Yeah, it's
been
back
back
now.
for like a month.
It's back now.
They actually had a booth at Comic-Con. And
Really?
You could, they had the puppets there, and they had like a phone. You could pick it up, and there was like pre-recorded prank phone calls on it or something like that. I don't know.
I don't know who his character is now. I can't remember the name, but previously, he was Special Ed, which I don't think is a character that flies in 2019. But
Which you'll notice that was having said that, and you're right. That was probably their most famous character
Yeah.
the last time, and he's not on any commercial, not on any
No.
promo, not on anything.
no, yeah, Jim's
They
still
can't
on
do
it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, Jim and Florentine and Robin Quivers dated for quite some time.
I had no idea. I got to talk to him about this.
Not only can you get wrestling knowledge and your balls shaved, but you can learn Hollywood.
Well, you can't get your balls
B-list
shaved on
celebrity.
this podcast.
Well, apparently, I have to.
Well,
I don't know.
I mean, there you go.
They dated from 2007 to 2008.
Wow.
Oh, that could have been like a day and a half.
Yeah.
No, it was like,
New Year's Eve.
according to
Yes.
Wikipedia, it was like August to July or
Oh, okay.
whatever I
Okay.
just saw.
Almost a full year. Wow. How about that? Moving on.
All right. Wherever we don't even know where the rails are on this
Yeah, we're
podcast.
talking about a little
So
bit of
far
everything. A little bit of everything. Who do?
Why don't you punch up IMDb and let's look up some old movie cast?
Oh, Swoggle's been on me about fixing up his IMDb page.
Oh,
Oh, yeah?
Jesus.
Yeah, he wants me because he did media for his book in New York a little bit ago, and I guess maybe Bleacher Report was like, "Man, your IMDb page sucks," and he's like yelling at me to fix it. I'm like,
Why is it your fault?
He's his manager.
Because he wants, like, I don't know, like anytime he has a question, he wants me to fix
But
it.
how can his IMDb page suck when IMDb
Because people are
makes
supposed
the pages?
No, people are supposed to go and update
So
it.
it's
Yeah,
like
people are supposed to
Wikipedia?
update it. Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have an IMDb Pro account.
You can go in and type things on.
As you saw on my tax write-offs, I do have an IMDb
I took that.
Pro account because I use it to look up people's contact information if I can't if I can't find him, because a lot of wrestlers they dabble in Hollywood too.
Not only is John Thorne Dylan Postle's friend, but he's also his business manager. You didn't know this?
I'm hardly his business manager.
I don't know if he's his friend either. I don't know.
He sleeps at his house.
Keeping in theme with what I just mentioned, out at Comic-Con, IMDb rents a houseboat and has a giant TV screen on it, and it's parked in the bay.
Okay.
And Kevin Smith was on it, and he like hosts parties on it, and you can see it from one of the balconies where you got to wait in line to get in the rooms.
Yeah.
And they have this giant TV screen on it, and it's called IMDb Boat.
Oh, there you
It's
go.
clever.
Yeah.
Clever.
I don't
Can't
know
get
where,
on it, but I can see it.
I don't know where we're at, where we're going.
Well, we're just highlighting some of the matches.
Swaggle wants me to update his IMDb.
Yeah, he's not on this card, but a former cohort of his is and has a big opportunity. It's Dr. Daniel C. Rockingham and his protege, understudy.
Pete's getting
I don't know
hot
what you wanna
here.
call him.
Pete's about to get hot here.
Professional
Oh, why?
professional Parker Pierce and Dr. Daniel C. Rockingham with a tag team title opportunity
Oh, come on.
against PME.
Come on.
They were victorious at the Winchester.
Oh, that's terrible. That is terrible.
Who'd they beat at the Winchester?
Who did they beat at the Winchester?
We're not reviewing that right now. It's not in front of me.
They beat a very good team.
You don't even know who it is.
They beat a very great team.
Who?
A
You
good
know.
team.
It was a good
Who
team.
were they?
I want you to guess.
I forgot.
I did too. So long ago.
Clearly, it was a very good team.
a month
'cause
and a
I
half ago.
forgot.
I want you to guess.
Who did they beat?
I have no idea.
Not
Trying to
PME.
remember.
You guys have no idea?
40 Acres? No.
No,
They beat the Weird World.
Oh, that's right.
Former tag team champs.
They are former tag team champions.
Come on, we're
That
telling
was
I'm a former
stories here.
tag team champion. Don't?
Yeah, but your team isn't.
But I am.
Yeah, I don't think that's not how that works.
It's not.
Oh,
Should.
well, all right. So PME, and I don't even know what Dr. Dane and Parker are going to call themselves, but
They don't have a.
they're a team.
They don't
You
have-
tell you what, Dr. Dan's got his hands full. If you follow professional Parker Pierce on social media,
Big dart tournament that night? maybe?
well, I mean, he was ready and roaring to go last week about this time. So
What was he all
I don't.
fired up about?
He
was chucking like whiskey on his Instagram at like 3 in.
Chugging?
3 in the afternoon. Not morning.
Yeah, 3 in the afternoon.
He was day drinking whiskey shots?
He's getting ready to go to big time wrestling, I think.
I don't know. He said he was going to Big City Slams, but
Which might be a dart tournament. We're not sure.
it wasn't
Big
specific.
city slams?
Yeah, I don't know.
It wasn't specific where he was going last
Yeah, we
week.
didn't see anything after that. So
I wonder how it turned out.
I'm not
Dr.
sure.
Dan's got to get some control.
Yeah, Dr. Dan better rein it in
Dan
a little bit.
has no control.
Doesn't have his manager's license as well. Just his.
His motivational speaker's license.
That's it. Two different things, very much so. So that's going to happen. That's going down.
That's terrible.
Uh,
That should be removed from this card.
I'm trying to hit the big matches, but there are some. I don't want to
They're
say
all big.
undercard. They are all big. That's why I'm like, I don't want to say undercard.
Hell of a hard sell there, Steve Guy.
Sorry. Danhausen is going to be in singles competition.
Really?
Without the rest of the production being in competition on the show.
So the production is nowhere to be found.
Well, I'm sure they'll probably be there.
Not in a match.
Not in a match, though. Danhausen taking on a guy who actually debuted with AIW as a member of a tag team during Double Dare a few years ago, makes his singles debut. VSK. You remember him? Formerly known as
BSK, the Big Sports Kahuna?
V.
The guy that
V.
died from
V.
V.
As
From
in
Massage
Victor.
NV.
Massage Envy.
Oh, okay.
Remember the Oil Master?
I do
One of
remember
Missy
those
Hyatt's
guys.
favorites.
They were pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's coming. VSK is coming back. as a
VSK, the
singles
one
guy.
without the mask, is VSK.
Can they run that tag team anymore? Or did they get cease and desist?
Like, I heard they rebranded to Massage Force.
Yeah, probably because they had to.
I don't know. It's not my place to tell that story.
But he's making a singles run, and he will be there. Also, Wes Barkley. And since we already mentioned that Wrestle Rager is available on DVD now from Smart Mark Video, it's worth mentioning that Wes Barkley is taking on the star of the post-Wrestle Rager evening, CPA.
CPA, all right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The King.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
All right, I approve of that one.
You like that one? Are you a CPA fan?
I am a CPA, so by definition, I have to be a fan.
I don't know. I don't think he's a real CPA. I think maybe it's just initials.
We've discussed. I think he's a. I think he has a corporate accounting job. I think.
Oh, so he knows how to work the books, run the books, but he's not a certified public
No,
accountant.
what I'm saying is I think CPA is like his real life initials. You know, like,
No, they're not.
come on, work
No,
with me.
I
Here.
think-
I'm working.
are
here.
they?
All right.
I'm working here.
It
I'm
must
working
be. I
here.
don't know. He's trying to tell a story.
Yeah,
working
maybe.
here. Work with me.
All right.
I'm trying to think. I thought,
But of course,
maybe.
I'm a CPA fan. Why would I not be?
Why wouldn't you be? He
Seems like a fine, upstanding gentleman.
yeah.
Treats everyone with respect.
Everybody with respect.
He's has a fine moral compass that drives him right down
fits right in here.
the road of life.
willing to give people a boost when necessary.
Fits right in here with the
Give him a leg up if need be.
this group.
Two legs up if need be.
Whatever it takes.
God.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on.
When are we going to mention Ted DiBiase?
Listen, Ted DiBiase will be there.
Mention him.
He's not in a match. He is our special.
Oh, he
meet and
doesn't
greet.
know it yet.
Are you going to
I
confront
don't
Ted
know.
DiBiase?
I would love to confirm. Well, this is what I do when we go to Akron.
Yeah.
Get the veteran up there and I humiliate him, just like I did to Steamboat and just like I did to Orton.
I think your memories.
Absolutely not.
Hey.
Absolutely not. I humiliated Steamboat until,
Yeah, but
I was
until-
walking out of the ring and he grabbed me and chopped me.
And
Like
then
a
he-
filthy, slimy lizard that he is.
So, is it fair to say that he humiliated you?
No, it is not.
Okay. That's not what happened?
No. And then Orton, I took it right to him, toe-to-toe with him, got in
Yeah.
his face
Yeah.
with his stupid broken arm, and I'm not going to mention what happened after that, but still.
No, please. What happened?
No.
Why?
Because I've wiped it from my memory. And now we got DiBiase. See, DiBiase is a different animal because DiBiase and I are very similar people.
Well, there's a
So we're both
couple figures that
both extremely wealthy.
differ.
We both have our own special championships.
Yeah. That's true.
We both dress very nice.
You do have your coats custom tailored.
I do.
As a man that has
My suits.
held
I
on
just
to
haven't
them.
worn the suit yet.
That's true.
I might bring the suit down to show Ted,
Yeah.
what I can do.
As
when
a
I
man
need
that has held onto your blazers before, I can
Yes.
vouch, and they are.
Yes.
It says your name
Yes.
right inside.
So I'm looking forward to maybe sharing a little quiet time with Ted. We can trade some investment tips.
So no talking trash.
We can. Well, I mean,
if he comes after
it would
you.
be more of an olive branch with
Okay.
Ted. But that's up to him. Because
Interesting.
if he wants to get a little frisky, then I might have to embarrass
Manscape
him
him.
just like I did to Steamboat and to Orton.
Yeah. All right. He's got one more zero than you though.
Well, first of all, he had a major corporation behind him, and he was able to do that. I don't have that. I'm self-made. I'm a self-made, six-figured man. He is a corporate manufactured $1 million.
He
man.
does tend to run with CPAs though.
Well, yeah, because everybody's watching out for him.
Yeah, he was always hanging out with IRS.
IRS is a good dude. I like IRS.
I would imagine that he's a CPA.
I wouldn't mind talking to IRS about some things.
Yeah. Get some
but-
things straightened out. Don't talk to him about our stuff.
Well, no, I don't. The only time I bring up our stuff is if I'm at a conference and they want to know what not to do.
Oof.
Wow. Wow.
Moving on.
Moving on. So if you want to talk, we talk about the two big matches here of the evening. I guess maybe two biggest. I don't know. But Josh Bishop, another Akron Canton area guy, taking on Nick Gage. And this just says
Finally,
violence and disaster written all over it for somebody, right?
Wes Barkley kept trying.
It didn't go well.
No, it did not.
And now Nick Gage gets the
Making his
intense
Akron
icon.
debut.
I was just
I was
gonna
gonna say
that.
his
I don't
Akron
believe he's ever
debut.
been to Akron.
Now, the Tadmor Shrine is not the Odeon. So, am I right to presume that this will not be a weapons match?
Yeah, let's clean it up, guys.
It's gonna be a catch as catch can.
This is going to be
spectacular.
this is going to be a brawl. There's no doubt about that. right? I'm not expecting a lot
Well,
of.
I mean, there's
not a lot of chain wrestling going on here,
you
right?
know, we get some.
I don't know. Nick can wrestle. You know?
I know he
Don't
can.
get some activities. There's some bleachers you can use. There's there's a little koi pond in the corner. You know,
You got to watch out for that.
You know, so
I mean, I know that Nick
There's
Gage
three-
can
there's
wrestle,
th-
but Josh Bishop hasn't been to training in forever.
By the way, I think there was 3 matches left.
Were there 3?
Yeah.
There is, yeah. Yep.
Steve probably decided one of them wasn't important enough.
Well, I glossed over it mistakenly. Zach Thomas and Wheeler Yuta.
That's a good one.
That is going to be a good one.
That. Yeah,
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Tell him, dude.
Well, I said
Who
mistakenly.
is this guy?
I said mistakenly.
We take a vacation, and here he is.
I know you've
Thrown
lost,
off.
You've lost a step.
Thrown off, man.
You've lost a step.
Distracted.
Gotta get his reps in, get back in the game.
Exactly.
I know, yeah, you should do some warm ups, some other people's podcasts to warm up.
If you don't use it, you lose it.
Get on that Pod Van Dam, warm it up.
All right. Well, getting my practice in.
Call
But
2 legs.
Zach Thomas and Wheeler Yuta, that's a contrast of styles right there, but one that I'm excited to see as well.
Yeah, it's one of those about time deals. I mean, they've both been around for a couple years. I'm sure they've been in some scrambles together. I don't have a
I'm trying to remember off the top of my
photographic memory
head.
every card, but I'm
I
sure
feel like
have
they've
been.
crossed paths.
And it's just one of those things where it's like, all right, it's about time you guys wrestle each other. Let's
Hook 'em up.
Singles.
Yeah.
Little singles action in Akron.
Yeah.
That's what I like about Akron is, a little bit more room to play around and do some interesting matchups, because it strays from the, if we just did, 12 or whatever shows just at the Odeon, you know what I mean? Like we couldn't, there wasn't, you know what I mean? I did it. We couldn't do like stuff like this to where you're taking 2 guys that are working their way up the card and giving them this, this showcase match in a singles situation.
Right. I believe Wheeler's no stranger to Akron.
Yeah, he was in that 3-way
Yeah. He was
with Justice
yeah,
and
with
Trey.
Justice and Trey.
Matt Justice and Trey Lamar for the Intense title last time we were there. So this is his reward, I guess, even though he didn't win that match. Singles opportunity versus Zach Thomas.
No,
Be great.
clearly you don't get rewards when you win matches. We've already established that
Yeah.
fact.
Sorry.
Dr. Dan Parker did.
They did. They
I
did.
hate you so much.
So Josh Bishop, Nick Gage we talked about, and then the Intense title will be defended. Matthew Justice taking on Eric Stevens. And this is another one you got to ask, right? There will be no weapons involved, but it is the Intense title. So it's going to get a little out of
get
hand, you would
intense.
think, right? It's going to
Yeah.
get intense.
Fonzie's coming too.
What's Matt
Fonzie's
Justice?
coming.
I mean, Matt Justice, we talked about it already. He drug Wheeler and Trey all over the Tadmore Shrine at the last show.
I don't think there's anything for Matt to climb at the Tadmore
Bleachers,
Shrine.
but it's not very tall.
Yeah.
He's a lunatic. Let's just get that established.
But Matt's not a stranger to the Tadmore Shrine. He knows what's
there
within
are
the
hallways
confines.
of trophy cases.
Let's not throw that idea out there.
Yeah,
All
that's, come on.
I'm just saying. They're there.
All right. Matt's got his own trophy if he really wants a trophy to hit somebody with.
Yeah.
He's fine. But yeah, Matt Justice, Eric Stevens. I think a lot of people are looking forward to this one. And Eric Stevens is a guy who, since his return, has impressed everybody. And I don't know if I say the next 6 months or so are his swan song.
So that's what he claims.
He has
Says he's
certainly
out.
led those claims. We have heard similar things before.
Your friend.
And people have pulled back on them.
Your friend.
So the hope is maybe that's what Eric does, but at the moment he seems adamant about it. And, I mean, what happens if Eric Stevens becomes your Intense champion, holds on to it for 6 months, and says, John, I'm still done.
Tournament.
Yeah, you gotta
gotta
do
go
something.
tournament?
You
Yeah.
gotta
Yeah.
do something. You gotta.
Would you try to get him to stay until he lost?
If he says he's done, he's done. I don't. You know what? What can
I mean,
you do?
you could try to entice somebody to stick around, but if
Yeah, how do you leave as a champion?
they're what?
Well, I mean, I guess that's a way to go out on top,
if
right?
you've decided that, or I mean, he has other things going on outside
Listen,
of wrestling. So
John Elway and Peyton Manning rode out on top.
Listen, Steve. We all know it's a real sport, and if you don't lose, you don't lose.
That's true. And sometimes if you win, you don't get a title shot.
Yeah, that's very true.
One win. They've been a tag team for 2 months. They have one win collectively.
1-0
Okay.
I feel like they were involved in a match that they lost.
as a tag team.
Oh.
They're 1-0.
What'd they do at the Winchester?
we were defeated by the tag team champions.
Oh, that's true.
What happened in Wrestle Rager?
It was a 6-man.
You guys lost to Raven
I was involved
and
in
the
that
Weird
as well.
World.
I blame myself
Okay.
as the manager.
So that's very big of you.
Technically, you guys got a losing record. You know,
We collectively, they are 1-0.
What's the team called when you take part? Just
Bitcoin Boys and
the Duke.
And the Duke.
and a man.
That sounds
Like a 1970s Saturday morning rock band cartoon.
I was just gonna say.
The Cash Man and the Bitcoin
And
Boys.
Jabberjaw somehow shows up for no reason.
Brought to you by Manscaped.
Exactly. Life Cereal and Manscaped.
But look, that's the card as we've kind of ran through it as well as many other things
After
on this
party.
episode.
After party.
The after party will be taking place at Thursdays, which is in Akron, just on the outskirts of downtown Akron.
Literally in Akron.
Literally in Akron. I believe it's near the campus, kind of between the campus of U of A and
It's a little
in downtown.
It's a
Zips.
It is going to be a little bit further of a commute than the Jersey's after parties have been
Yeah.
in the past. However, you know, we all know how the Jersey's thing went. Did not go too well for us last time.
Is there food at Thursdays? Do we know this?
As far as I've been told, there is
Okay.
food.
This is a Saturday show, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Saturday. This Saturday, November
are
2nd.
the Zips playing at home that day?
Gosh, I don't know.
Because man, that could just wreak havoc on. I mean, 3 more people might show up at the bar because they're just terrible.
I don't know.
Who's coaching them?
I have no
I
idea.
have no idea. All I know
It was
is
a Bowden.
It was a
Is he- I think he might still be there.
I don't know. They are just terrible.
Huh?
I can't. You know, I don't see any information about the food at.
I mean, that was kind of the sticking point on Jersey, so I would hope someone verified that there's food there.
Well, listen, we're going to end the show at Tadmore Shrine, and then we're going to zip on over to Thursdays.
Yeah, I always tying it together.
Yeah, so it is, you know, for those that are coming from the Cleveland area, it is kind of on the way back to Cleveland. You got to go up 77 North. It's about a 10-minute drive, I would say.
Yeah, so it's not out of the way for you.
306 East Exchange Street, Akron, Ohio. And they're going to be doing cheap drink specials all night. And
You know our fans love cheap drinks.
you know, they want to. You know, this is the only bar that wanted to get involved with us this time around. So
We tried. We looked into people at the Portage Lakes. Looked into some bars there.
I believe Jonah hooked this up. If
All
I'm
right.
not mistaken.
Jonah at Good Company.
I believe.
That's our guy right there. Takes care of us at Good Company.
Yeah.
Good people. Good food, good drinks, good company.
I've never eaten.
But yeah,
You've never eaten at Good Company?
No.
Oh, man.
I don't usually eat at. I just drink a lot. And
Well,
then-
you were the one that was just talking about the food at the after
Yeah.
party. You're gonna be
No, not for me. Other people
Other
were saying
people.
they were upset that they didn't have food.
Oh,
Yeah, the kitchen was
worldwide.
closed at that point.
Worldwide.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And
Worldwide
some of
showed
the
up with a taco box.
But so yeah, so I know a lot of people have been asking where the after party is. Is there an after party? It is going to happen at Thursdays. And listen, this is the 200th show. This is a gigantic feat.
You know, that's something that we didn't even talk about. 200 AIW shows. What does that feel like?
It doesn't feel like it's been 200, does it?
How many have you been involved in?
Well,
You had that hiatus.
I had a 2-year hiatus, but I still did some of those. I got to think if it's 200, 160 at least.
Wow.
probably.
It's wild to think about. 200
And I mean,
shows.
you know, it's taken a long time to get to 200.
Sure.
But still.
But how many
that's a lot.
promotions don't get? How many
That's-
promotions don't get to
Is
100?
that syndication level?
100
200?
syndication level.
100 is?
Yeah.
100 episodes?
Yeah,
is
we're double
syndication?
syndication.
Oh, man.
we're-
where my TBS checks coming?
We're
when do those start
We're
coming
the
in?
longest running episodic wrestling promotion in Cleveland.
That is probably true. I think
Well, shows or years? Because years, it wouldn't be true.
years is close.
I don't know. I think there's a couple guys that might argue with you on that one.
Oh,
It's like this, Cleveland. It's just like this, Cleveland.
CPA, big fan of that reference.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I'll give you that one
Yeah.
for sure. But,
But they only run like 4 times a year, so
yeah, whenever it's warm up.
yeah.
That's all.
Whenever the parking lot at the hardware store is open.
Yeah, but Yeah, so 200 shows. I would like for quite a bit of you people that are traveling out, especially you longtime fans. If you don't go to the after party, I would like for you to come to this after party. I think it's going to be,
That's kind of a celebration.
a celebration for sure. And there's very few of us that have been along for the majority of the ride. Duke is one of them.
Tom Dunn, probably.
Tom Dunn missed quite a few years. Tom Dunn missed a lot.
Tom Dunn had a hiatus in
Much
the
longer
middle.
than yours.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Way longer. Years.
His was not self-imposed.
Years.
Mine was.
Pedro, of course.
His was self-imposed.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pedro's
Pedro, yeah.
been along the ride for some time.
Wadsworth, although he also had a hiatus.
Small hiatus, yeah. Yeah, so there's, Dave the Potato, if he shows up, who knows? He's been around for a lot of them,
Yeah.
other than that little army trip.
I
he
mean,
took.
you just think about the names in terms of where people are today that have passed through on these 200 shows. And not even passed through, have been a huge part of AIW. So 200 shows is nothing to just, I apologize for having done it, just pass over, because it's quite a feat, quite an accomplishment. And there are so many people who are happy to say that, hey, AIW is a place where I made my name and got to where they are.
I wanted to kind of address this. Some people said, why are you doing the 200th show in Akron when the majority of the time we've run in Cleveland? And to be honest, it is just kind of how it fell on the schedule. But also, it is a good central location for Cleveland, and people. We have quite a few people that travel in from different areas, so we figured Akron would be kind of a good sort of location to try to draw in people from all the different areas. We can most likely fit a lot more people in this place.
And I was going to say, it's bigger, it's spacious, better parking, better situation, and hopefully if we can get the crowd, then that'll pay off. Can you think of any, because I was just trying to do it in my head, and not that I can remember people's names really well or anything, but have there any fans been around for?
That's what I was wondering too.
Wayne Palmer obviously has been coming to every indie show that he possibly can. I remember seeing Wayne in the '90s.
Nick Sanka's been around forever.
Yeah,
He's not really a fan. I mean,
but but he's been a part of it.
Fan wise, it's there's who I call Big Head Inc. because that was his AIM name. I don't know what his real name is. He's been coming since the Peabody's era, and there's people that have been coming from the Peabody's era, early eras. But some people, it's funny. Some people come and then they take a long time off, then they get back into it. Life kind of happens, but we're always still here, kind of chugging along. I guess I don't know.
Well, I think back in the day it was different, because I think back in the day it was more ticket sellers.
It was more like people and friends,
so they knew
less like legitimate wrestling fans
yeah.
invested in the product
Sure.
as they are today.
Now we've had people who have been invested for not the whole stretch, but
Years. Yeah.
it's been years. Yeah.
So, it's. I think it's going to be a good night. I think it's a good card. I'm happy that we did find an after party location. It is a little bit longer of a drive, unfortunately, but who knows? It could turn out to be a cool place and an ongoing relationship with this place, and it does help for those people that are traveling back to Cleveland anyway that night.
Yeah.
Not that you should drink and drive, but
No, get yourself
do whatever you want.
Get yourself a driver, somebody to take care
If
of
you're
you.
gonna let me know so I can leave early.
Get yourself a designated driver.
Still waiting on to find out if there's a Holiday Inn Express
or find a place. There's plenty of places that are reasonably priced if you really wanted to do it. We're gonna have
the Duke stays at Holiday Inn Express.
Well, I know
We've
you do,
established that.
but we got. I'm talking about for everybody else. It's gonna be
not
cheap.
It's not expensive.
No.
It's reasonable. And they have an amazing breakfast in the morning.
Everyone?
Holiday Inn Express?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow, how about that?
not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor. No.
It's my sponsor. I got a little patch on my suit I wear to work.
You know where you don't have a patch anymore?
Yeah, wow. That's how you bring it back, Steve Guy.
I was going to go the same route.
That's how you bring it back.
Manscaped.
That's right.
Use promo code ABSOLUTE.
Promo code Absolute Manscaped with a D at the end.
That's right.
Manscaped.com.
That's right. If you're not manscaped now, you will be after, and you will be happy, and so will she or he. You know, it doesn't matter.
You never
It's
know.
2019.
Do whatever you want.
Live your life. Love who
your
you
life.
want.
Yeah, love is
Bother
love.
me with it, but do whatever you want.
Love is love. That's going to do it for us here on this episode of AIW's The Card is Going to Change. Once again, this Saturday, November 2nd, we'll be at the Tadmore Shrine in Akron, Ohio. Check out all of AIW's social media if you're looking for ticket links, or just go to shop.aiwrestling.com. If you didn't get general admission tickets yet, make sure you take advantage of the six-pack there. So,
And if not, $20 general admission. We still have my goal at this point is if we could sell 200 more tickets between now and Friday. That is my goal.
there you go.
For 200. I want to sell 200 more tickets.
Grab friends. Everybody always wants us to grow AIW, and outside of Cleveland, you know, the more people that come to the Akron shows, the more Akron shows that we will do.
And for those of you lunatics that want us to run shows every single weekend, bring some people. And, you know, if Akron does well,
Yeah, everybody wants us to come to their city and run shows. We got to prove that we can do it before we
Right,
don't
yeah.
just do things. You know, there's a reason why we've run 200 shows.
Like
We're
little
not
Sully
impulsive.
Senka, we got to learn to walk before we run.
that's right.
He doesn't listen to this. Is he your friend?
No.
Oh.
I mean, we haven't really met. Maybe one day. Anyway, so let's go do it here. Join us for AIW 200. Special guest, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, and also the Duke will be there. So that's good news.
There's a lot of money floating around.
And a lot of money floating
A
around.
lot of money floating around.
A lot of money floating around. Check us out. And for the Duke, for John Thorne, my name's Steve Guy. We'll talk to you next week right here on AIW's The Card is Going to Change.